It was a break. The resistance here is good for another 40 points. Okay.
Aimer,
Yep.
stop. Now you're getting feedback. What? I don't like this headset of yours.
Gonna show Apple.
Oh God, stop. Okay, yeah. No more talking until you get home. You got like screeching. I don't know. What is it? Train or something?
In a car, but yeah.
Okay, let's get home and then we can talk. Buddy, what do you want? Oh, you want to hang out with me? Ah. Oh. Here, let's put you on the thing. Where's the camera? Is the camera on? There we go. Hey, say hey. Say hey. Hello. Okay. You gonna listen to JPow? All right. Bitcoin is gross right now, but I'm sensing a disturbance in the force.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened last night?
Yeah, it was funny because I was like, it's kind of disconnecting from the indices a little bit. So
A little bit. Like going into it right now, though, as far as the indices go, it's moving in basically lockstep. But what I found, oh wait, I need to make that NASDAQ. Last night, every single crypto pumped at the same time. and I could speculate and say it could have been some failed pump, basically. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always like skeptical of those because, like, if I'm bearish, I'm always thinking like this is just like a way to trap in long buyers a little bit, get their attention. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty bearish in general, but I'm willing to go long because I really think that we're going to get a second retest to the high that's going to fail, basically. And so that's kind
Yeah,
of
I mean, we've hit the 61.8 retrace 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 4 times we failed. I mean, that's pretty. I don't know how much more bearish you can get, but then again, we'll see. I do think, yeah, it definitely could come and hit that again. But I feel like whatever. I mean, I have like this theory that we may have like I don't know if it's a winter, but like a very prolonged period before we make a move. Like I think it'll kind of grind a certain direction for like maybe a year or two.
Yes. I'm operating under the thesis that we're in the crypto winter.
Yeah.
And so, yes.
I definitely don't think we're going to all-time highs anytime soon. There's way too many bulls.
Now you're thinking like I'm thinking. I've been doing this for so many years, and it's just my mom asked me about Bitcoin a few weeks ago because she heard about it on Fox News, and I'm like, "Yep, bear sign."
Yeah, my mom asked me about it too because she was like, someone at work was telling her about Bitcoin. I'm like,
yep. That's not bullish. That's not bullish at all.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, you gotta like, if you're gonna make a big move, you gotta like people to get bored of it or think it's over. I don't know.
I mean, I've lived through all the crypto winners, and they're all, yeah. People stop looking at it. Like right now, there was somebody that was on the Discord, and he was talking about this position he was in, really leveraged up, and I was trying to like help him emotionally with it, and then he just left, and I said, "Well, sorry to see you go, dude."
It was that what's
Big
the name?
Ed,
That
yeah,
bug dude?
yeah.
I literally told him I literally like because I've been watching his messages for like a few days.
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, he's
look,
gone.
Big Ed. Yeah, I mean, because I was like, just kind of wanted to understand what he's thinking at first, but I was basically like, I don't care if it goes up like 50% tomorrow. This is a stupid trade. Like, even if it works out this time, you will lose your account the next trade or the next trade after that. You just no risk management.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it doesn't matter if you're risking your entire account in one trade. That is an awful trade, even if it works out.
Yeah, and it's like I said to him because I like everyone. I have a little bit of an ego, and the need to be right. I was like, dude, like after you left, I posted this one trade on Bitcoin, which was this hour spike that was here on March the 2nd, and that worked. Like this was a beautiful, beautiful opportunity, and it's the only trade I've taken in the last several weeks. And it's patient, but the reason he said he left is, there's not enough activity. I was like, exactly. Like, and then I realized when I hear that, I have to remind myself, okay, you're talking to a gambler. You're not talking about someone that's taking this as seriously as you do. And then I have a little namaste moment, and I go about my business.
Yeah. Market's full of gamblers right now.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a good question.
Less than 2021.
What is the best secret of trading with price action? 50% retracement levels.
Pretty great. Well, I use the 50 and the 61.8. That's it. I don't give a shit about any of the other ones. I feel like too much is just over information, Yeah. 50% for me is a good bullish indicator for support. 60% or whatever is used for shorting on a resistance. Use both though. I mean, 50 can be a good resist as well, but other than that. Yeah, 50 is a holy grail. It's great.
Yeah. I'm not pronouncing your name. Yeah, 50%, dude. Just look for 50% pullbacks. And
it really blew my mind though when you went back in to like whatever that was, like 1800, 1900 SPY, and you did that retrace. I was like, what the fuck? I literally could not believe that.
It just works. And
No,
I think that
but it's just like so weird. Why the hell did that work back then? I mean, like, how did they? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Because people don't change.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking
and
of
there's
people,
also a certain symmetry to the market too, the way
yeah.
it moves around. So 50% is a natural expression of symmetry.
Hey, what's up, MJ? Dolgum, what do I think about US 500? You're talking about the S&P 500? I think you need to get long and stay long. But that could change. All right.
Let's go, algos. Let's whip this thing around.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how Amer short is doing off this level.
Just a bad time to take a new position on futures.
Or the best time.
Or it's going to be the best time.
No, it's the worst time.
I mean, it's just an outsized risk. I guess if you have a stop, but your stop's going to get run right now. So.
Oh, yeah. I fully expect a spike.
Even if we get a run today, I don't know if it's just going to be straight up. I'm going to be honest, like following days.
I would say with high confidence, it is not going to be up and to the right. Like we're going to get it. We're going to get at least a few more. Oh God, bear market, run around with their heads, on fire. That's just the way of things. And then we'll get into the summer months, and we'll all long for this volatility. Fed decision imminent. Imminent.
Like doom and stuff. The order book is so thin right now. There's no order sitting.
But to paraphrase Chairman Powell from 2 weeks ago, they don't want the Fed to add uncertainty to what was already.
Well, those wise have stepped out of the way. What is the bet? It's basically just they're going to say 0.25%, and that's going to be we're getting a 2 minute before.
Come on, pump it for me, baby. I want to sell these calls.
Let me get my book ready here.
My smooth brain, big dream is for a pump to sell these calls and then hit that dump. And then we hold a back test of like 42.80, and then we will then proceed. Get ready for this thing to whip. Whip, whip, whip.
John Bellows, where's your mind focus?
Today's pretty straightforward. I think the risks are they're hawkish today.
30 seconds.
But I want to pick up on something
Oh,
Mona
it's so
said.
thin
I
right
think
now.
it gets
You
much
can
harder
see in
from
the
here. I think the
there's like big divergences between the different instruments.
risks start to emerge on the downside. And so I think straightforward today, but harder in coming meetings, and harder in particular because the growth is likely to decelerate. Risks are the deceleration.
All right. Watch it. NASDAQ didn't move on this. That's a spike down. That makes me want to think up. Let's see if it sustains for this 1 minute.
There's no volume yet.
Give it a few seconds. I think my CNBC is delayed. Let's look at this.
They raise it to 0.25-5. Not sure how to interpret that one.
What is -5? Oh no, they raised it to 0.5. Oh no, that's what it's supposed to. Oh, less than 5. Sorry, that's on the thing. Yeah, nothing. There's a spike.
Still no volume.
It's going to break that low. It did. NASDAQ broke its low. It's not breaking the low of the afternoon, though, yet. It's interesting. Crypto is already kind of rallying off.
There they go. They just clapped somebody at 42.85. See if they can get through there now.
I took my finger off the long
42.85
button.
right now is a good spot from a long.
Glad not being those calls anymore.
Oh, I'm still in them. They clapped a very, very big seller at 42.85.
It's a nice
Really
pullback
bad.
to the lows of the mornings. I went long. We'll see if it holds the low of this. Stop below the low.
If you can spare a glance at the footprint chart, Norak,
1 second.
you'll see.
You're not sharing anymore.
Oh, that's right. I turned it off so you could have exclusive looks here. Hang on.
There's a 5-minute spike. There's a stop.
See that right there at 42.85?
1 second. It's loading.
And then
So I can pop this out. There we go. My Discord's failing.
42.85 on the downside, and then 4,300 on the upside. You have two big trapped orders. Okay, now I'm long at 42.86.5.
Yeah, my Discord's having problems. Seven hikes. .8% funds rate for 2023 and 2024.
The bad piece of news here is a balance sheet contraction.
What does that mean?
That confirmed?
Quantitative tightening. Yeah. Well, they're in a coming meeting, quote unquote.
I closed my long. I switched it up a little bit. They ran it up.
Build it.
Ran it down and sustained it. All right, let's see if we can get some kind of meaningful reverse. Are you still in your long?
No, I switched. I just flipped to short. I closed it
It's
at a
dicey.
2-point loss. It is dicey. There's buyers showing up big on the tape now at 43.83, but there's a big seller above. It really could still go either way.
I think they
But I
actually.
had
I
to get
think
entry for
the thing is
snap here.
actually there's actually a meaningful change. I don't want to hear about Ukraine. Let's see.
They're flipping it.
Yep.
It's very light though. There's not a lot of volume here on this one. Biggest in profit on my short here. Is Bullard out there saying stuff? He must be talking if it's going down like this.
I don't think they're having anything yet. He doesn't speak until like 12:30, or excuse me, 2:30.
This was a pretty easy one. Once they spiked up on low volume, I just flipped it short. And there's really nothing below until like 42.53.
Ooh, interesting. Broke the low of the day on Apple. That's good. Gets it for short. It's good.
Everything is selling.
Yeah.
Banks getting tanked.
I don't
From
understand
the
why they'd
rate
be
hike
getting
info.
tanked if interest rates are going up. But that
Because they're
actually
just
makes
selling
me,
everything.
huh? Or just everything selling
They're
off?
just selling everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy with that because I've got my eyes on finance.
Is that based off of the rotation theory
Yes.
or just?
Yes, that is exactly what it's based on. It's also what's down recently in this run up the last few weeks. Banks and finance has been making newer lows.
Yeah.
Let's see, where are we heading?
I'm saying we're headed to 53.
$53, huh?
I mean, they're stopping it now, but who knows?
I wish my phone went off and I couldn't close my short. That would have been nice.
I'd like to see it get back above 42.74.50, the daily Tinkinson. But I don't know if we're going to get that or not. No sign of reversal just yet.
I'm back on a good mic.
Good. Thank you.
Sorry.
Got off your train?
So SPY
Oh.
has now filled the gap in SPX
Gap of
from yesterday.
yeah, from where to open today. Yeah, it's still at
It's an
the
empty
entry
spot for
level
a
on the 224 setup. So it was never going to be easy. VIX is holding 28.86. Looks like.
Yeah, it was at
What
the 50
happens?
level. Kind of
Mhm.
broke it, but
It is.
it's just below the 50 level for NQ. It's 13,566. Oh, it's below it.
I knew it wasn't going to be easy to get the VIX down. There was
I'll be
going to
right
be
back.
something in here.
Yep.
I think you're going to get a good reversal here. Or at least a low.
This is definitely a good spot to try to go long. If you get stopped, you want to not care if you get stopped. I'm going long. F it.
F it. That is a great way. I wouldn't be mad at you if you waited for this to pull back to 13,522.
Better entry. Yep, that's right. Could like in.
We're just not at a level yet on the NASDAQ. So I'm going to hold off on that.
Look at this kind of setup, maybe. Screen sharing.
Not right now. This is not learning time. Later.
Okay, anyway, I'm long pretty much.
Okay.
Kind of with this setup. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, looks like you're getting rewarded.
Am I? Oh, yeah. That's fine. Fine by me. 579 top loss. Wish I got home like 20 minutes earlier. I posted a screenshot.
There goes your stop.
Yep.
Mhm.
Could go for another entry. That was stop at profit, but the setup I posted, it would still be a valid one if you want to go for actual losses.
I'm being patient.
You'd have to wait for, yeah, you'd have to wait for a good entry.
It's not really happening above the level that I wanted at yet. You also have Jerome going to speak here in just a moment.
Man like Jerome.
JPow.
He's the boss, eh?
He is. He's the Fed chair. So if you go long
Very
off
close.
this one, if you go long off this one, I wouldn't have been mad at you. But I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I was gonna say on that spike down. I
That's
didn't
why.
notice it was at
That's
entry.
why. What was it? Fingers crossed isn't really a good strategy.
I closed at profit, but
Okay.
okay, I'll re-enter. Come on, go down a bit more. I re-entered here.
You still watching it, Ant? The tape?
Yeah,
I'd like to pop it
I
out
tried.
and put it on my screen for the stream, but Discord's not letting me.
Yeah, it's probably not going to look good either.
It doesn't even make
There's
sense to
nothing.
me yet.
There's nothing doing really right
Mm-mm.
now. I mean, there's like just
Well,
a back and forth off
They're
the
waiting for
low.
JPow to talk. Yeah, this would normally be a long off a reversal, but it's not really happening where I want it. It's below that key level there, the 42.74 on the ES. So now we'll see if we can get like a low sweep there. NQ is doing the same thing. It hadn't really got down to his level yet. I like 13.403.
I'm gonna close. Hasn't got below it yet.
Problems?
is similar. I think what they wanted to do is start with something more traditional, 25 basis point increase, not a 50 basis point increase. They wanted to signal things are going to move
Grabbed
in,
one
in a
at the double
direction
bottom there.
towards trying to bring rates up. We still have to remember that inflation's at 8%. They expect to be at the end of this year at about 1.75%, 2%. That still means that the inflation adjusted rate is negative 6%. That's still not very restrictive. But I think they need to do it, and I think they are on that path. And I think the balance sheet reduction will be a complement to that. But I think they're going to more have that in the background rather than use that as a primary tool.
A couple of our guests, Randy, were skeptical that the Fed would indeed raise interest rates 7 times and continue those hikes into 2023. Do you have any reason to be skeptical of that?
Well, certainly we don't know exactly where the economy is going to go. We don't fully understand the consequences of the war or what could happen. There could be very dire consequences for the global economy, or we could get a relatively quick resolution. Very hard to predict. And so if there were more dire consequences, it would have inflationary or deflationary.
It's a very weird reaction, though, because literally everything is selling.
But I think, remember, as I said, inflation rate's 8%.
What's included in everything to you?
2%. Back in the 1970s, the inflation rate
bonds,
was similar,
gold, oil,
range, and
everything.
was raising
Right, just leaving the market.
Well,
Randy,
gold was
what do you
already
say to
down
those
today.
who argue, and we heard this a little bit from
But,
Senator Warren,
Yeah, but it spiked down too.
that this is mostly just a pandemic phenomenon. I think she primarily attributed it to that, and then also said it was because
Kind of
I closed one of
in the
the
precious
three.
metals.
power and are raising prices beyond.
I think a
the
lot
level
of stuff that was
the
up today
market
is kind of recapturing
requiring
its
them to.
gap. Yeah.
It's really hard to see that there's been a dramatic change in market power over the last two to 3 years. So it's hard to say that suddenly corporations have become very powerful and they weren't that powerful before. Because remember, we had a decade of,
I don't think
in
things are
post-financial
changing
crisis,
all
more
that
than a
much.
decade of very low inflation rather than high
I
inflation.
closed
So
2 out of 3.
it stretches credulity to think that there's been a sudden change in market.
What's an interesting one right now is the
There are a lot of
Russell.
sources for the high inflation.
RTY.
Some of them have to do
Going
with
back
the
to,
pandemic. Some of them have to do with the responses to
the morning
pandemic,
low.
like
hold
the
this
large amounts of stimulus that were
key
provided.
thing
I
from
think that's one of the
the
reasons
dip,
why inflation's a
right?
bit higher in the U.S. than it is in other countries.
That, and
because
it's
we
also
provided
sitting on its
more,
morning low.
more
But yeah,
government
both of
spending
those
and
things.
more stimulus.
Yep.
The
Hard
initial
truth.
response was
Right
very
back.
important globally, and so I don't want to suggest that was inappropriate. I have more questions about some of the subsequent sending out of checks to people, and that then leads to people having ability to spend and a lot of pent up demand because they've been cooped up for a couple of years. So some supply things, some demand things. Not all the Fed's doing. Some.
Is JPow talking right now, or is that somebody else?
But as I said, no matter
somebody else
whether it's the
talking right
Fed's
now.
doing or not, it's
Or
the
is it
Fed's
coming through
issue.
Discord? I'm trying
Because
to
it's
get the
about
microphone
inflation,
away.
Yeah.
inflation expectations.
No, it's all right. I
They
just
have
thought
to
that you were
worry about
broadcasting it already.
Well, no, I don't put it on Discord because Discord doesn't capture it properly.
But it's very risky to wait because it could be much more.
It is going through the other streams though.
Inflation expectations get out of control.
It's a great point.
Actually, let me
Randy,
change. Let me see if I can
shows
change
some of
that.
the inflation break-evens that we do track here. We really appreciate your time today, your thoroughness. Thanks for joining us.
It was great to be with you.
Testing.
Randy Krasner with the Dow.
Tell me if this has interruptions and people talking.
Yeah,
You're getting
I'm thinking
kind
of the famous
staticky
Howard
weird.
Cosell called "Down Goes Frazier." Down goes Frazier, and I know what lots of people are thinking. Who was Howard Cosell?
How's that?
Worse, some weird feedback.
Okay, let's not do that then. Yeah, I haven't figured out how to get this thing to stream Discord sound that well. Test.
Yeah, you just sound like a robot now.
What about now?
That's better. That's
yeah,
normal.
switched it. Well, it's this program I use, Voice Meter, that does the yeah, you have to use that for streaming and such. All right, what are we doing here? Giving up that low. Yep.
There's 53.
Like I said, I didn't like this because we're actually below the level I want, and I think we're going to come down a little bit lower. Patience is the order of the day. Yesterday's high on the NASDAQ, 13,486, is coming up. And then this rally, 50%, is 13,403. On the ES, really like the 42.34 level. So we'll see if we can get through all this chop right here. And looks like old JPow is talking.
At the Federal Reserve, we are strongly committed to achieving the monetary policy goals that Congress has given us: maximum employment and price stability. Today, in support of these goals, the FOMC raised its policy interest rate by 1/4 percentage point. The economy is very strong, and against the backdrop of an extremely tight labor market and high inflation, the committee anticipates that ongoing increases.
Am I looking at the same instrument when I bring up Bitcoin as the markets?
In addition, we expect to begin reducing the size of our balance sheet at a coming meeting. Economic activity expanded at a robust 5.5% pace last year, reflecting progress on vaccinations and the reopening of the economy, fiscal and monetary policy support, and the healthy financial position.
There's a straight bar down on your chart, I see.
The rapid spread of the
It's a push down for sure.
Yeah. Tell me, I'm watching it. Tell me when you see something meaningful.
Cases have declined sharply since mid-January.
Not yet. They're just pushing down.
Seems to have been mild and
Not very fast. Just not. And nobody's buying.
The invasion of Ukraine and related events represent a downside risk to the outlook for economic activity.
It's kind of hard to do it off the news because they'll just
to foresee solid growth.
With this tape will just get bombed.
As shown
Something.
in our summary of economic projections, the median projection for real GDP growth stands at 2.8% this year, 2.2% next year, and 2% in 2024.
I missed that chart.
Has continued to strengthen and is extremely tight. Over the first 2 months of the year, employment rose by more than 1 million jobs. In February, the unemployment rate hit a post-pandemic low of 3.8%.
All you see so far is that the auction down is slowing, like kind of like it did around 65.
The improvements in
kind of had like
labor
a
conditions have
exchange
been
for a while.
including for workers at the lower end of the wage distribution, as well as for African Americans and Hispanics. Labor demand is very strong, and while labor force participation has increased somewhat, labor supply remains subdued. As a result, employers are having difficulties filling job openings, and wages are rising at their fastest pace in many years. FOMC participants expect the labor market to remain strong, with the median projection for the unemployment rate declining to 3.5% by the end of this year and remaining near that level thereafter. Inflation remains well above our longer run goal of 2%. Aggregate demand is strong, and bottlenecks and supply constraints are limiting how quickly production can respond. These supply disruptions have been larger and longer lasting than anticipated, exacerbated by waves of the virus here and abroad, and price pressures have spread to a broader range of goods and services. Additionally, higher energy prices are driving up overall inflation. The surge in prices of crude oil and other commodities that resulted from Russia's invasion of Ukraine will put additional upward pressure on near-term inflation here at home. We understand that high inflation imposes significant hardship, especially on those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. We know that the best thing we can do to support a strong labor market is to promote along expansion, and that is only possible in an environment of price stability. As we emphasize in our policy statement, with appropriate firming in the stance of monetary policy, we expect inflation to return to 2% while the labor market remains strong. That said, inflation is likely to take longer to return to our price stability goal than previously expected. The median inflation projection of FOMC participants is 4.3% this year and falls to 2.7% next year and 2.3% in 2024. This trajectory is notably higher than projected in December, and participants continue to see risks as weighted to the upside. The Fed's monetary policy actions have been guided by our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. Our policy has been adapting to the evolving economic environment, and it will continue to do so. As I noted, the committee raised the target range for the federal funds rate by 1/4 percentage point and anticipates that ongoing increases in the target range will be appropriate. The median projection for the appropriate level of the federal funds rate is 1.9% at the end of this year, a full percentage point higher than projected in December. Over the following 2 years, the median projection is 2.8%, somewhat higher than the median estimate of its longer run value. Of course, these projections do not represent a committee decision or plan, and no one knows with any certainty where the economy will be a year or more from now. Reducing the size of our balance sheet will also play an important role in firming the stance of monetary policy. At our meeting that wrapped up today, the committee made good progress on a plan for reducing our securities holdings, and we expect to announce the beginning of balance sheet reduction at a coming meeting. In making decisions about interest rates and the balance sheet, we will be mindful of the broader context in markets and in the economy, and we will use our tools to support financial and macroeconomic stability. As we noted in our policy statement, the implications of Russia's invasion of Ukraine for the U.S. economy are highly uncertain. In addition to the direct effects from higher global oil and commodity prices, the invasion and related events may restrain economic activity abroad and further disrupt supply chains, which would create spillovers to the U.S. economy through trade and other channels. The volatility in the financial markets, particularly if sustained, could also act to tighten credit conditions and affect the real economy. Making appropriate monetary policy in this environment requires a recognition that the economy often evolves in unexpected ways. We will need to be nimble in responding to incoming data and the evolving outlook. And we will strive to avoid adding uncertainty to what is already an extraordinarily challenging and uncertain moment. We are attentive to the risks of potential further upward pressure on inflation and inflation expectations. The committee is determined to take the measures necessary to restore price stability. The American economy is very strong and well positioned to handle tighter monetary policy. To conclude, we understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across
What do you
the
think?
country.
Up or down when he stops
Everything we
talking?
do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed
No
will do
idea.
everything we can
I know,
to
I have no
achieve
idea too.
maximum
It's just
employment and price stability
no money
goals.
on it, just kind of a
Thank you.
thought.
I look forward to your questions.
I have no clue.
Let's go to Gina at the New York Times.
He didn't really say anything as usual.
Hi, JPow. Thank you so
Mhm.
much for taking our questions. I wonder if you could detail your thinking a little bit about how you're considering the risks of going too fast and potentially tipping the economy into recession, and how you're weighing those risks against the possibility of going too slowly, allowing inflation to become embedded and kind of getting behind the curve.
So I guess I would start by saying that in my view, the probability of a recession within the next year is not particularly elevated. And why do I say that? Aggregate demand is currently strong, and most forecasters
probability
expect it
of
to remain so.
recession
If
is
you look
not
at the labor
elevated.
market, also very strong. Conditions are tight, and payroll job growth is continuing at very high levels. Household and
I
business
actually
balance
tend to
sheets
agree
are
with him.
strong. And so all signs are that this is a strong economy, indeed one that will be able to flourish, not to say withstand, but certainly flourish as well in the face of less accommodative monetary policy. So I guess that's how I would say I'm looking at that. Of course, the objective is to achieve price stability while also sustaining a strong labor market, and that is our overall objective. But we do feel the economy is very strong and well positioned to withstand tighter monetary policy.
Thank you. Let's go to Howard at Reuters.
Hi, Chair Powell. I was wondering, in the steps, you have quite a markdown to GDP from 4 to 2.8%. How much of that do you feel is a result of the Fed's stiffer than
Tesla
expected
and
action?
Nvidia.
We talk about monetary policy.
What are you guys doing? You didn't really get to a level.
Than expected.
I don't think that's a big piece of it, actually. I think some of that is just an early assessment of spillover.
I mean, Nvidia tried to break the low of the day. That was kind of what it rallied off of.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the gap.
You're looking at higher oil prices, higher commodity prices.
I'm going to turn off JPow.
So we think that will weigh on GP to some extent.
I feel like my laptop can't handle a stream when it gets this big.
And a laptop?
Yeah, it's a gaming laptop, which is kind of an oxymoron, but it works for most things. I need something that I can trade on and be
You have
portable.
a desktop?
Oh yeah, I have a desktop. It's
Okay.
just
I just need a big monitors. I don't know. It's hard to see the charts.
I need I like multiple, maybe because I'm a Luddite. I've got a friend of mine that has one of those ginormous monitors that he does multiple desktops on. I just haven't come into the current decade yet with that. All right, so we're back up to that level now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much of a
I
sell-off.
don't know if I buy this pump yet.
Why? I'm very much opposed to buying tops. I don't like to buy high and sell low, but yeah. The level basically to me on the ES is basically the halfway point of March 3rd down to our recent little move. And that's
Here comes the big spot for the NQ ES right here, 4280-ish.
NQ or what?
ES.
Oh, you mean ES, okay. Yeah.
Be an important recapture.
Yep. Yeah, I guess I should measure that. The move down. So there it goes. And furthermore, from the high of day down to here, let's see. That is coming up, which is also the pre-market. Okay. So 42.91.25. Don't think I want to short it there, but we'll see. See what it does. There's just not really that much movement to give me a setup I like on a 1 minute now. I think it's just slowly going to recapture this little tank right here.
It seems like it right now. I mean, they're getting some resistance, but if you look at my chart, it's the delta is very green, very positive. It's just very light. They're getting some action now, as far as acceleration.
Yeah, I see it. I'm looking at those key dark red. Like, okay, so you got like a dark on your bar to the left, the one to the left, you got like dark red, and then you got a blue beside it. Why are they two different colors?
Why is one blue and why is one red?
So on your bar, on your leftmost bar, you have a 2167 by 200. No, left one more. Yeah, that right there. Why is that red and then blue to the side?
That one is just an expression of the volume on that bar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the high volume node.
Gotcha.
The color doesn't mean anything in this context. I don't know why they color it that way, because it would be more clear if it was red to match up with the red of that spot.
NQ is back at its level. This is key for here. This is the daily and the pre-FOMC low. Yeah, they're all doing the same thing. They didn't quite get back down to the yesterday low to today high 50%. So I don't really want to long this spike up. I don't buy this, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, most of the setups I'm looking at, they're just like almost was something good, but then
Nah. I think we got spoiled over the last couple months with interesting FOMCs.
I think the thing is too, everyone was going into this thinking, "Oh, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be crazy."
So yeah, like I haven't. The last one I streamed was pretty interesting, but I haven't in a couple months. So yeah, you never know though. You never know when you're going to get a trend day.
I don't really mind this price action, honestly. I wouldn't even mind if we sold off a little bit more in the coming week.
And we're gonna pop again.
Mm-hmm.
There it goes.
I see it.
They just flushed
Boom.
out those sellers at 89.
New high of day? Go? Yes, no?
That could happen.
Could. I bet if we can get up to the pre-FOMC right here, that's going to kick it off to the new high day. If we can. Right now, it's still at that resistance. Let's see. NQ, what are you doing? We shall see.
You could take a long here off of 42.90. If they can keep it, they'll go again.
I want to see at least a close above 42.90, 125 is what I have. I'm pretty comfortable with that. That is an inflection point right there. We'll see.
Come on, Neil.
Hmm?
I'm still listening to Powell.
It's a battle right now. NQ got over its level, though, so we'll see which one's going to dominate.
If you would stop talking about quantitative tightening, that would be good.
Good for what?
Well, good for the stock prices to go up.
I mean, why doesn't just the Fed buy everyone's stock? Like, wouldn't that make everyone happy if they just added
Yeah, I'd be
stock to
happy.
their balance sheets?
If you look
Again. It's dead silent right now. They forgot to call the next person. He's just staring at the camera, saying nothing.
You must be watching it live on TV.
No, I'm watching it live on YouTube, but
Oh,
same
YouTube.
thing.
Okay, that's what I should be doing instead of through Thinkorswim. That's dumb of me.
He's just sitting there staring. It's been like 30 seconds.
Are we
He's
gonna
just
go
scratching
back
his
to like
face.
live press conferences ever again, or are we just gonna do this forever?
I don't know. This seems
No one
fine.
really let me know like that the pandemic was over. I'm just assuming that it is. Like, so everybody we had this.
But-
I mean, I need someone to tell me. Can I stop being afraid?
They can't get the next guy to ask the question, so JPow's just standing there.
And the market's going up as a result.
Stop talking. It'll work.
It is working. I say if they can keep it over 42.90, it's gonna run again.
It's definitely holding here. It's where a lot of like
My boy Colby is having trouble here.
Who?
The guy they were calling on for the past minute.
Oh. It's like Lester, I don't know if he's watching or not, but he talked about like now, like every time you get on the Zoom call, can you hear me? And we didn't have this problem with analog.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. He's got the tools.
We got the tools, bro.
Yeah, it's looking like up. I couldn't sell.
Question is, does the market like the tools?
Market loves tools. I'm still heavy buying, but not very fast at this moment.
You are or you're seeing it?
Seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Don't ask dumb questions. You?
Also goes to confidence that long-term inflation expectations not de-anchor in the coming months, as well as the balance of risk that the Fed may need to raise interest rates further above the.
I'm getting feedback from you, Cole.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's something we're
Okay, we reached the limit of what my laptop can handle.
Stop.
Cole.
I know. I switched into my headphone.
Killing me. Yep, up we go. We're going to recapture that pre-FOMC. Oh, yeah. Can I go ahead and
running
say...
everybody over now?
Huh? Yeah.
They're running everybody over.
You know what? Because I don't lose any money by saying it. New high of day. New high of day coming. What we got? Well, we got an hour left. We'll see. Anything can happen. Look at the Russell. When we were looking at just a minute ago, it was at that level.
Yeah.
It definitely violated it, but then now it's
spiked
coming
hard.
off of, spiked hard and went up. Yeah.
You could slide it in 4,300 if you want it to be.
Still being patient. I may not get a trade. It's okay. NASDAQ broke the pre-FOMC. NASDAQ, I do think we could probably get a new high of day. Pull back to test it just now.
Use the tools, bro.
They're like still not allowed to be there in person.
I was asking earlier, like, no one told me if I still need to be afraid of viruses or not. I'm still waiting for some authoritative figure to tell me how I should feel.
Yeah, I don't really watch the news, so I honestly figured COVID was over a year ago.
Well, no one in authority told me to not be scared, so I'm gonna keep being scared. I'm triple vax, bro. I can't wait until I'm gonna get boosters for all of them because that's what they told me to do. I'm totally being facetious.
Yeah, I've never been vaxxed. I'm not like against it. I don't know.
Why do you even need to qualify that? Why would you be ashamed to say that? What does that say? What does that say about the current zeitgeist that you have to apologize for a decision about your medical procedures?
Yeah.
Rhetorical.
No.
TLT.
I'm good at sarcasm.
Oh, hey TLT, what you got for me? Where's this happening at? TLT.
You know, I'm operating under the thesis that like fear of missing out is the biggest enemy, and you should never think of what happened and didn't happen. But this is a personal attack. I go to eat and it goes up 2%, 2.5% while I'm eating. This has to be a personal attack to me.
No. The market doesn't care.
Right, I'll go back to being sensible. I let it all out, you know.
TLT is not at a proper level, but it is at a past 50% level. Doesn't really qualify, but I like this price action here. This little sign of reversal on TLT. little secondary spike down here, 131.40. If we can get it to pull back for an entry, and you know where your stop needs to be. I like that. And the target, conservatively, yeah, I guess you go 3-1 up to that little level there. I like that, actually. All right, I'm going to set an alert for that. Yeah, I'm glad I don't chase things. NASDAQ pulling back off that high. I'll wait for something a little more on that. See TLT, 30 minutes. 30-minute TLT, that level is 131.39.
I mean, not to contradict your point, but today maybe was a good day to chase because you could get in and you're still not too late because it's up, like it goes up 2% and 1% every move. So you know you can get in, get 0.5% and get out.
I am a certain kind of trader.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to wait for certain setups. So I'm okay missing it. Let's see.
Looks like you've got a good back test of the range of the day on the ES.
Back test of the range of the day. I don't know what that means. I agree with you.
What's the dollar doing? Change. Let's see. Gold. Gold did a little spike too, actually. GLD. Okay. Now we're somewhere I like to see. Never mind. That's actually below the level proper. Yeah. Basically, this gives me a good line in the sand to close my silver.
That back test working out, looks like, on the ES.
What we got? Oh yeah, back test to the 42.90, like you were saying. Yep. NASDAQ is kind of out in the air, but yeah, ES looks pretty good.
NASDAQ is already above. It's above the spike down.
Right.
It's ahead. It's just ahead of the ES. So if you want to see that in real time, you can see it on the footprint chart, the taper of the sell at the level.
1 second. Gonna set an alert on silver. Actually, that's interesting.
If you look at the 30-minute, this is where like it bounced back.
If they get above 43.08, it's going to fly again. Yes.
It doesn't have to, but this is where it bounced back 1, 2, 3 times before. All the way back to the lows. It doesn't have to happen, but
It's unlikely to do it on the third attempt.
I mean, if you zoom out and you look at the swing trading to the 2-hour and the 30-minute, it basically came to that key level and spiked it. I don't know if we have the momentum to get us up to the high today, though. We just failed to really break that, didn't we, on the ES?
Yeah, I wonder if our buddy said anything.
That might have been a little high sweep there.
I'm gonna grab a short and thank you. After that candle, the long wake up.
I'm not mad at
John
that. I
Wick.
just wish you would have done it as soon as that bar closed. But we'll see if it works out for you. Because now
I
you're
got
gonna
that
start
in.
running into your support just a little below you.
Mm.
Ooh, the VIX. The VIX is gonna probably close below 28.86. I really should have done some kind of a vol play right back here at 33.18 when I noted that. Held that retest again.
Worked again. Same spot.
42.90. Yeah.
Same buyer. If you look at the footprint, you can see at 42.90 you have big buyer, big absorption. Twice. Right in a row. Knock, knock, knock again.
On heaven's door?
Not enough momentum to break it right now, though.
Well, I think, though, we can say that the FOMC was inconsequential because we're right back where we started. For now.
All I want is this one trade, and then I'm off.
What trade is that?
I'm short right now.
Okay.
To 620. So around 750 to 620.
Okay.
My stop is above that wick that we talked about.
That's a good stop.
I love Powell's answers like inflation. It was what it was, suckers. I mean, he's not wrong though.
I don't know if I like it anymore. Come on, do it.
I haven't taken a Forex trade in a while.
Never traded Forex before.
It's
Pretty much the
how I
same.
began. is forex trading.
Oh, really?
Before crypto, before anything, because it was the first market that was 24 hours and all that good bad stuff that you don't really need to be trading 24 hours a day anyway. But yeah, that's how I cut my teeth.
Start there.
Huh?
Start there.
Well, it's pure price action.
Yeah.
Just kind of like crypto is or futures are. But it's also very difficult.
8, 9, 10, 13?
Huh?
When did you start?
I started forex trading in 2009.
Okay.
And I did pretty well for a while there using a martingale type strategy until that didn't work.
No.
You probably know why. Because martingales are dumb. And then I got into trading the Russian ruble for the carry trade. And that became a little too stressful for me. So I had a lot of good early experiences that kind of shaped me into the risk-averse, small risk, big reward trader that I am today.
Yeah. It's the best way to trade, I feel like.
Well, you eventually come to that point.
Never size in full at the start.
Here they go, baby.
And that's my stop.
What are they doing? They're killing aimers. What they're doing, right?
Yep.
Up for you today, man.
Oof. Yeah.
It has to be personal, It has to be.
It hates you. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
So did the Fed show to stop talking yet?
I don't know. He must have. They're
Oh,
breaking
holy
up.
crap, it's skyrocketing just right now.
Yeah, it's above a key level, kind of. Is it
How's the
really above
volume?
it?
It's decent. It's not super heavy. Basically, anything over 80, 90 is pretty heavy. Right now, it's at 60 contracts, 70 contracts a second. But it's jumped right to 43.15, so they're going to fight it out here, I'd imagine, for a minute.
Do you own any Broadcom, Norok?
No, I haven't owned any of that in a long time. Why?
Oh, I'm just curious. Seems like one of the best plays over time in the last 2 decades.
No joke.
But I didn't know if it's even swingable or whatever.
I'll take a look. Hang on, give me a second. Putting in the orders on this. 9, 4, 6, 8. Okay.
That Neo short doesn't look great for you right now.
Yo, I go in and out. But honestly,
Okay.
I could have played it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, the exact same stuff. And that was 4%.
Bro.
Broadcom.
Yeah, and that was 4% every drop.
Broadcom.
Yeah, that held the pullback in January pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like all tech stock right now, very undecided, but it held above it. That's pretty good. All right. Ooh, rip.
Ripperoonie.
Yeah, they busted 43.15. Now we going.
Holy crap.
Yep, Nasdaq new high
What
day.
is happening?
I switched long after that miserable short attempt.
How salty is my favorite bear right now?
Ooh, is he?
Got to be. He took the victory lap at the bottom right before it bounced.
That's fine.
100 points.
He deserves it. He just needs to recognize what he's doing. I took a victory lap on crypto back on January 24th. And that was the bottom too. It's the point of maximum motion. You just got to be aware of it.
A few moments later, out of what did it?
Apple was the most interesting, I think, thing because of what it did over the last few days. Yeah, punching below, really trying to get people out of Apple, basically. And now it's coming back.
Yeah, I've been looking at it along there for a while. Hit a point I want yet, but
Tesla gave you
do you
another
want to be
chance at
long
800
Apple?
today too.
I still don't like Tesla. Not until it gets back
I'm
above
still my
900.
Teslas.
It's still a danger for me. It's too meme.
That's definitely dangerous.
And everything is still technically in a downtrend, even if until we break certain levels. So
Yeah. My thesis on Tesla is I really like the company. I like Elon a lot. It's a meme stock, and those things hurt people. And so I think there's a lot of people that are permeable Tesla that need to have their confidence shaken before it's a bottom.
So is Kroger. You talked about it.
Kroger is it's a weird meme stock, isn't it? It's just a meme between me and Jen.
Is this a meme stock?
It's a two-man meme stock.
It's a two-man. It's myself and Jen who works for Kroger. We've been talking about this stock since 2020, and yeah, I finally got into it after all these pumps and around 39.51, and so we've just been kind of memeing it. And my silly ass has a covered call on it. That's out.
I kind of hate covered calls.
Huh?
I kind of hate covered calls. I don't know.
It made sense at the time, and I haven't. The reason is because volatility is so high market wide. I said like, why not? And the why not is basically because now it's something you have to deal with. See, I had to roll my covered call. I had a 50. I had to roll it out and up to October 55. So we'll worry about that later on in the year, because this thing will probably come back down. Just a matter of when and how. Waste management, on the other hand, my covered call there is helping today a little bit. It's good to sell a covered call as opposed to selling the stock. We'll put it that way. That's what I'm trying to get myself in the habit of doing, because
I just hate like managing it. I feel like there's just like that extra layer of like I gotta watch like two things now.
Well, I have no excuse because I don't have any other job. So yes.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just. I really hate watching something go up past it and just be like, "Fuck."
Yes, I'm trying to respond to that comment because, again, it's not something that is really I've been doing for years. It's just that I find myself with shares, and over the last in this two-way, like when things are going up, if you sell covered calls, of course you're going to get pissed off. But now it's sort of like volatility's high, so you're actually getting paid to do so. So now is the time to do it, because if you get the VIX gets back down into the teens, as it will one of these days, then it's not nearly as attractive to sell premium. So
yeah, no,
they're just
for sure
laying on the buys.
Well,
There's
they want to
leaning
get.
on.
Did we make a new high day? Yes. Oh
No, but
not on the ES.
we're about to.
The
We're going
Nasdaq
to.
is about to. Yeah.
About to. They're just leaning on it though, like you can see in the footprint chart. Just the way that there's just very steady, not super impulsive, just steady buying just all day.
Yeah.
Even when we had the the rip down, it was still pretty steady.
I think in retrospect, which makes me no money, but this recapture of this level right here, the daily Tinkinson 13666, like when we had this big strong bar here on the Nasdaq 1446 246, and then we pulled back and held here, that was probably the play for the FOMC.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a bit of pretty much the same setup for the ES. They just did it 20 minutes later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
it's almost the exact same play.
These kind of plays aren't really my temperament, though. I would have rather have had this down here at the bottom, because I had this level marked off on the NQ, which was what it got down to is like the high from looks like yesterday. Yeah, yesterday's evening high at the close. So yeah, Nasdaq pulled down to the close from yesterday. And I would have liked to have seen my kind of reversal, but we just didn't, and just rocketed. And so what I've been trying to consider and do some research on is how I would like buying pullbacks to the red, the Tinkinson. Because the first one you got was really at this 250 time at the level. So let's take a screenshot.
I want to grab a short, another one, at the high of the day. 865. It's actually kind of a while from now. It's
You're
30.
a monster. Godspeed. VIX down 11%. Down to 26 is where we're going to get to, I think. Mm-hmm. 30 minutes till the close. What they're going to do? Is Amer going to be right on his short?
No.
I didn't even get the short yet. I don't want
be
to
right, Amer. Don't let Amer be right.
Now they're back in the auction zone from this morning where they sat for 2 hours. Between 17 and 30. So that's what you need to know. Are they going to break above 30 or below 17? That's my opinion. It's the same auction from this morning.
Yeah, I don't want to be right yet because I'm not in a short yet. Although we're very close, I might start averaging in.
Just be
I mean, you
patient.
have your first sign right here. As things got kind of choppy, close below the red, pull back to it.
Yep.
Know your stop needs to be because it's probably going to break the high if it breaks this little range here.
Grab the half contract after it closed below the red.
Lizards, I beseech you, don't let Aimer be right.
He's just trying to beat the lizards.
Sorry.
Right. If it's not the lizards, I don't know who it is. I went to eat, and the market moves 3% while I'm eating.
Just keep chowing down, man.
Oh,
We found the secret.
it's kind of working. The short. Do I want to grab another one here or just wait?
It's a wonky setup. It's not the kind of pullback that I like because I don't want to see like a little green bar here to kind of round out the pullback. So we'll see what happens.
So am I really riding this with half a contract?
It's a weird one.
Yeah.
They could just easily be trapping sellers at the bottom of this range.
This could, yeah. I'm thinking this is just a pullback to break.
I wanted to pull back because I didn't get enough contracts. I'm gonna sell here. Wait for it to pull back. Please.
Does it really work to beg the market to do what you want it to do?
That's nicely.
Oh, Aimer has to eat. Aimer, go to a buffet.
I got over my like religious experiences with the market years ago. You you beseech the Almighty at 3:15 a.m. on a 1-minute chart to just save you this one time, and you promise to donate it to charity, and then it keeps going against you, and you're like, there is no God.
So here, all I see is that they're trapping sellers at the low right now. There's not been enough initiation in this bar.
This is a pullback to break. I have nothing.
Yeah,
I have no money on it. That's my gut. I mean, I do have money on the market going up. Yes, of course. I'm pretty long stocks, but yes. See, this would be the pullback here. Now we're starting to round out. So the question is, are they going to break this low right here?
Take a look at the footprint. You can see this playing out right now. That there's a lot of selling pressure at the lows, and will they get rewarded for their efforts? And if they do, then down we go. And if they don't, we're going up pretty harshly probably.
Mm-hmm.
Aimer, is it true that British people call candy sweeties? Is that true? Maybe I offended him. Sorry.
It's sweets, right?
He's busy praying.
Yeah.
I think they legit call them sweeties.
Okay, so you got to pivot now.
Oh, my mic was off. So that I grabbed one just about on the red line. If it closes above it, I'm out.
Can you answer my candy question though?
Oh, so my mic was off then. Yeah, we do. We call it sweets.
Okay.
Yep.
I was dying to know.
See, it's failing to close above it. No, that's a good sign. I have two right now. Yeah, I mean sweets because they're sweet, right? Candy sounds like.
All right, I threw a micro in here. Stop is right below this low right here. We'll see if it holds.
To be honest, it's like 20 minutes till closed. What do we expect? Do we expect much?
I just feel like if they're going to do this, they're going to spike this thing low, and then they're going to whip it back.
We'll see.
My spidey sense.
This would have been the short on this right here.
I grabbed one there.
But I do think it's going to break the high.
feel like if it breaks the high, it's gonna, like you said, whip low first.
We'll see.
It's mostly up to the buyers because there's more buyers than sellers. So if buyers decide to sell here, that's when it starts. You know, if buyers are gonna just hold,
Power hour.
Mm-hmm.
Or 10 minutes.
so below it, yep. Come on, buyers, give up.
No.
Please, no. Sell your shares.
No. I'm taking an inverse aimer position.
I mean, put yourself in my shoes. Would you go long here?
Yes.
It was either short. It was either short or not play anything for me. Because it's like
No, short is good.
EOD.
A short here at the end of the day at the high. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that I know if we get below what we just did right here, that's going to give it up.
They're not going to fill me, are they?
You trying to get long or short?
Still want that spike. Long. I want to try that. I want to buy on a spike down of it though. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's the close above.
You know what? Actually, I feel like we'll close long. Looking past the older data.
It's not a very powerful power hour.
I mean, everybody shot a bunch of ammo earlier in the day, you know?
Yeah.
There's still plenty of time left, so
Yeah.
let us see.
Loads, man. NASDAQ just soaring, sucker.
You know what's killing it today is Carnival Cruise Lines.
Really?
Yeah.
The cruise play was like a big thing like a month ago.
What's that ticker?
CCL.
CCL.
Yeah. That was like a meme earlier.
Oh, it was a
back in
meme
2020.
stock. Totally. The reopening
It was.
trade. Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
was playing that in 2020, 2021.
I
and
remember it a little bit last year.
I bought these calls on the 9th, and it's just I'm surprised that it's gone this far so quickly. What's funny on that, if you look at that one, Norak, is it like barely retraced half of the day.
If you
on,
what?
on Carnival Cruise Lines. Carnival Cruise Lines retraced half of its day when we had that drop, and now it's back to a new high. It's quite a strangely bullish.
What time
move
frame are
on
you looking
that.
at?
Just today. Look at Amazon. Amazon, big new high a day too.
Yes, please.
Wow.
I was watching a video the other day on like how Amazon started, and I was like, honestly, Amazon's gonna go forever. It's just no reason why it's not gonna keep going up.
Shh! Don't jinx it. Be careful with that kind of talk.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Like back at the turn of the century, and by that I mean from the 1800s to 1900s, railroad stocks were the absolute shit. And then came the car, and people lost tremendous amounts of money on railroad stocks. So I know that's kind of esoteric, but yeah, you got to be careful.
Kind of like that CSX chart though.
I'm in CSX, and it's made me kind of sad because I didn't pay attention to the false breakout. But
I saw that. Yeah, UMP it actually looks a little better.
they would make a good pairs trade. I just haven't done that in a while. Yeah, that's definitely the more bullish of the two.
You know I'm looking at it now that I didn't notice, but I know you guys don't look at this one, but DJT, the transportation average.
Okay.
That is an extremely strong move on that index.
The
hell is pulling it up that much? I kind of look at that, and IWM is kind of like a market leading thing. Not that I trade off of it, but I just kind of take note of where they're at. That is a very big move for DJT. Something must be up really big in that.
IYT. IYT is the actual ETF. So let's take a look and see what's in this one.
It is all similar move.
Union Pacific, UPS, UNP,
like FedEx, UPS, CSX.
Yeah.
Like CNX is in it too.
UPS is up big today. UPS is up
3%.
3%.
Almost.
It just looks big.
It
CSX,
looks big in that chart, right?
NSX, huh?
It just looks big on that chart.
Oh, you know what else? Airlines are coming back. Like airlines are doing a big, I guess you want to call it dead cat bounce or whatever, but yeah, Delta is kind of coming back.
UAL.
Yeah.
All I know is more volatility to come. That's what it looks like to me. That's all I can take out of all this.
Brah. Quit holding this support. Just break the resistance. Look at that.
No,
sweep
low. Sweep low.
No.
Shake everybody out. Fill me.
No.
Fill me at 43.14.
No.
And then we can go up. That's what it's going to do. I'm just going to wait.
That's good to wait.
In fact, I'm going to go get food, which guarantees that this market is going to move. I'll be back.
Okay.
No one can beat me. 3% move while I went to eat for 20 minutes. I dare you to beat it.
Let me know your bias next time, and then also go to eat, and then I'll take the opposite trade.
I definitely hold some sort of a record for this.
I wish that I could see something in crypto, but I have to be left to see. Yeah, okay. I really think people need to be looking at crypto right now. I know that everyone's gotten very bored, but last night, I don't know, there was a disturbance in the force. And
something that was wild. I watched that happen. I was
what the fuck
is this? Like 10 minutes spiked.
You'll see this kind of thing happen in individual stuff, But the fact that every single cryptocurrency did the exact same thing across every single exchange, that was weird. That's almost, I hate to say it, but something may have happened in the stablecoin space, either USDT or USDC, because it was so incredibly broad. But either way, what it's done from a technical standpoint is it's, as this wedge of price action starts to kind of consolidate, this becomes now the breakout point. Last night's high, and then this price action right here, like that it did on this FOMC, spiked down and now it's recovering. It's giving me some signs. Speaking of giving signs, new high of day.
Didn't tell me. I told you I walked away would go.
It's the food. It works.
I told you.
So new strategy, inverse aimer.
Yo.
Hateful. That's hateful.
It's not bad. That's not a bad. This is me trying to get comfortable outside of my strategy right here. Just this little thing right here. I knew if it broke this pivot, that was going to be the retrace. So that was worth it because the stop was small. Now, all right, yeah.
You're speaking my language, Norak.
I know you're having an influence on me. I don't know if it's bad or good yet. I've been really, really patient for good setups, and you only get them like once a day tops. So
I think I would counter and say you could probably get 2 or 3 good setups and one really good setup today.
Yeah. Well, I just had to broaden the patterns that I'm looking for. Like this one right here on the FOMC, where it got to a level that I've got marked off and I've had marked off all week, and pulls up with a real strong bar right here and then pulls back to it. You already had kind of like a little pivot down here. You could have even had your stop below this FOMC spike down here, and you could have played it back up to the high. So that was kind of a non-standard, but a good risk to
You always just like set up defined risk per like quality of trade.
Yes.
Like I want 50% on the, like an okay setup.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So Aimer, a little I don't want to say lesson, but opinion piece for you on this is with all this shit going on today, the cumulative delta was so green all day. It would be like trying those days where we had those like trend days down. It's like trying to long one of those days, but from the opposite direction. You're trying to short the immense upward pressure.
I've done that many times.
Yes.
And been punished by it many times. I still try to do it.
Can add it to the list of times you were punished. They're just
I
riding
mean,
over the sellers now.
Who would have expected that whole leg down? I mean, FOMC, of course, but that was out of the blue.
Someone throw an F in the chat for my man.
Who?
The furries. They're going to come back down eventually, just not today.
I went long after the short, so you can expect it to go down sooner.
Yep, they're close.
Right on time, man.
Where is my F emoji? Oh, there we go.
Ooh. 43.35. Absorbing sellers.
I'll give an F to Aimer because he can take it. He's got a very strong constitution. He's not going to get offended.
I mean, I would feel bad if I was down for the day, but I did rinse profits so hard today.
All right, yes. You do the same.
Okay, I kind of want to close the long now. What's that, like
Here, I got him.
six,
I got him in chat.
7
Not
green
for
candles?
me. Yeah.
What an asshole.
Seven minutes into close. Some selling.
ES needs to hit its high day. What the
Oh,
hell?
Jesus. What is
I
that?
didn't need that in there.
What is that? Oh, I know.
It's so weird.
That's a green pie.
Yes, it is. Looks delicious.
To make it go away.
Even now, they're just hammering in the bid up there. You can see on the footprint really
Well,
clearly.
I bet because you're watching the ES. They're trying to push it up to the high of the day. That's where they want it to go.
Yeah, they're crushing it.
And they got 7 minutes.
But there is somebody there soaking all that up, all those buys.
Well, people are trying to short the high of the day.
Or people just closing before close. Huh? Till 6 minutes, but
I mean, you don't get usually that kind of long liquidation counter rally or counter move that you do on a short covering rally. It doesn't usually manifest that same way.
I literally closed on the pinpoint high, unless it breaks it right now. I'm happy being on the sidelines after what happened.
I feel like they have to break it. They didn't come up here just to mess around like this.
Oof. They pushed it.
Russell is well above its high a day. So is NQ.
Mm-hmm. Even though we don't care about it, Dow.
Near 24%.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, should I buy Neo? Oh, he's not here.
So close.
Hey, look at this candle setup I'm going to post.
Post in the
Imagine I
futures.
was still trading candles.
Post it in the futures. Get rid of that thing, that image there.
Yeah. Imagine you went like long over there.
Mhm.
There was
No, do
basically no short setup or any reason to get out of that long after it. It was pretty much just long until now. I was eating at the time as well anyway.
Just being long off the bottom would have been ideal.
Yeah, and that's
I
like
never really looked back. The only time I looked back was I guess my time was 255. They pulled back a little bit, and you also could have gotten into consolidation at like 13,655, 13,660.
and that was kind of close to the bottom. I think that was the bottom, like just quite a few points above. That was the bottom.
Now there it is, hammering this thing.
It shows over in 2 minutes. Push it real good.
Well, there it goes.
There, what goes?
The market up.
Up, yep. Closed above it, poked it, retested. Just so it's crazy how slow it is, though. I mean, everyone here knows it's going up, but how much is it going to break it by?
Closing some of these CCL calls.
Yeah. Do I have any longs I want to get rid of? Let's see. It's a good reminder.
Yeah, I'm looking at what I can close out from my options before it close, and then I'm going to look at my regular stuff. I got these June Facebook calls that are up 70%. Should probably close one of those.
I always want more on options.
I know, but
that's just
I'm happy to take. I have it's happy to take one off at 70%.
I like
this day and age.
Yeah, no, right.
Tomorrow we can be back in the lows again.
All right. So
what's always real crazy though in the rock is those I bought those 318 Facebook 210 calls for this Friday yesterday. I closed them yesterday. They'd be pretty close, getting pretty close now. If I held them.
Row that red line up. There you go. Keep going. Come on. Yes. Okay.
Oh, I even closed my long.
All right.
Who would expect it to go up 30 seconds before close?
Me. Because I haven't closed
Fair
mine
enough.
yet. All right.
You're not planning on
option though. Look what's going to close above the 50%.
What?
On the daily is XLF.
XLF. Yeah, I think that yesterday when I was doing my research might have been the time, but we might get a little pullback here meaningful. We'll see.
It closed at 38.45. The 50% was 38.44.
There's the close.
Talk to me about the coincidences.
All right.
I love when they do that. They close 1 penny above or below the 50%. That's like such verification of that as a thing.
All right.
1 penny in the stock market. There's no coincidence.
I'm out. That was a good.
See you, dude.
GG. Made up for this.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Made up for this long and then some. So on just this little move right here. So that's good. Getting outside of my comfort zone. Let's see.
For once, I wasn't greedy enough.
Oh, well, I was going to be greedy up until the close. This was kind of greedy, but also why I didn't take it at the NASDAQ high day right here was because the ES wasn't there. And then once you get there, this was kind of going to happen. So, yeah, but I'm not going to get more greedy now. So, that's a good day. It's good.
All right.
I have a phone call, actually. Oh, my sister called me. Okay. No, that's not her. I'll talk to her in a second. I
Say
gotta
hi
get
to
off
your
here in a
sister
second.
for me.
Huh? Oh,
I was
fuck you.
I was messing around. Gold closed right at the 50% from the underside. On the futures.
I'm in the silver. I'm in a silver long, which was making me a little not happy, but I give basically when it did this little maneuver down here, like everything spiked out at the FOMC, I know where my stop needs to be. So we'll see if it can recapture. And then of course the gold breakout is just I sigh at the gold bugs. Man, they were so excited a few days ago when it was at the all-time high.
Yeah,
I
know.
my god,
They
they were just victory lapping it. Like
the only thing you could say about gold is you got to zoom out to the monthly chart and say like it may be working on the breakout, but it might take another 2 years.
yeah.
You just got to. It's not a good use of your money. It's not a good use of your money.
The problem, dude, gold is the only real money, dog. Come on, like when
buy
the
regular gold,
economy
I guess.
collapses, you're going to be sorry.
I guess
it's the only sound money. It has been that way for thousands of years, bro.
Like, I guess. I mean, if the world, really guns and ammo are in food are going to be the real currency if that happens. If there's an apocalyptic event.
Everyone rolls their eyes, and then I try to tell them like, "Hey, I've got this ammunition my dad bought in the '80s that I've done the adjustment for on inflation. I can pop it in a gun right now; it will shoot just fine. It has kept pace with inflation. Like what I can buy a box of these rounds for, it's basically kept up with inflation when I did the math on it. So yes, guns and ammo, great hedge against inflation. Great hedge against inflation." And in the event of the apocalypse, it's what you want.
Great hedge against someone trying to kick down your door. Take your shit.
I can't buy those. Can someone buy me some?
You don't have to. Nobody commits any crimes in the UK, right?
Right.
Nah.
Well,
honestly, I can probably buy one off the black market.
Can you? Are knives illegal? Can you buy knives?
Yeah. No, you can have a knife.
I thought you can't have a knife in London.
Only a certain size, I think.
Certain sizes, yeah.
Oh,
it's
so
kind
it's
of like
kind of
really
like
tiny bread.
Do you know why? Do you know why they have rapiers? Right, the little pointy things they do in the Olympics fencing.
Yeah.
The non-sharp
historically, they had a problem with armed soldiers coming into cities, getting drunk and fighting with broadswords. I'm serious. So like the reason that noblemen would carry these little tiny rapiers and developed a sport out of it was because they passed laws in the Middle Ages that said your sword could only be a certain width, and so people with money were able to carry those things to defend themselves against ruffians. But you couldn't have broadswords because people were hacking off limbs, and that was a problem in society. So if they don't have gun control, they have sword control. Okay, well, I'm going to stop the stream. It was a fun time. Made some money finally.
All right.
So, I haven't even been.
We go again tomorrow.
I'm
the big trades of the big trades of the day, and somebody sold. Somebody sold 1 million shares of SPY at 424.
Damn.
Today.
424.
Yep. While the spot price was at 425. Someone panic sold the bottom basically.
Oh, that sucks.
Whoops.
Well, okay. So how did that happen though? Exactly? Do you think they just got triggered on a stop, or they really panicked it?
I don't know. You can see it like if you go into you can look at the big orders of the day and Thinkorswim. Sometimes it's fun to like check those out. So you can see somebodies sold 1 million shares in total in 4 lots of 250,000 lots or shares at the bottom. Someone was the exit liquidity.
All right, who
So
want
anyway,
to take a personal
this
bet?
little drop
Tomorrow's
down at
going to be
the.
red.
It might be.
I was
This little
thinking
drop
red.
down after the close. That's everybody liquidating their longs.
We might be a little green. I don't know how green though.
I don't know. It's a monster day though. 3.7% on NQ and 2%, 2.5% almost on ES. It's a big. That is a pretty
I
big.
mean, like it might be like a little green into the open and then maybe sell off.